Hare Krishna. We continue reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is. We are on chapter 10, where Krishna is speaking about his opulences. Text 2. Na me vidusura ganaha prabhavam na maharashiyaha
Prabhavam Namaharshaya
aham adirhi devanam
Aham Adihim Devanam
maharshinam cha sarvashaha.
Maharhinam Cha Sarvasha
Na, never.
Never.
Please repeat.
Never
Me, my.
Me,
my
Vidu, no.
do know.
no.
Sura Ganaha, the demigods.
Suraga,
Raganaha, the demigod.
Prabhava, origin.
Prabhavam origin.
origin,
Oh, it's also opulences.
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 Na, never.
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 Maharishaya, great sages.
Maharasya,
Maharashaya, great sages.
Aham, I am.
Aham,
I am
Adihi, the origin.
Adihi, the origin.
He, certainly.
He certainly.
Devanam, of the demigods.
Devana,
Of the demigods.
Maharishinam, of the great sages.
Maharishi,
Maharishinam, of the great sages.
Cha, also.
Cha,
Also.
Sarvashaha, in all respects.
Sarvashaha, in all respects.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Neither the hosts of demigods nor the great sages know my origin or opulences, for in every respect I am the source of the demigods and sages. Kindly repeat the translation.
of them, not stages, with evidence, or this the soul of the demigods
and sages.
As stated in the Brahma Samhita, Lord Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Ishvara Parama Krishna, Satchidananda Vigraha, Anadir Adir Govinda, Sarva Karana Karanam. So the great authority, Lord Brahma, is immediately telling us the position of Lord Krishna. He's pointing out, he's telling us who is God, what's his name. There is no one greater than him. He's the cause of all causes. You know, we may see so many great personalities, or we also think ourselves great, right? But then sometimes we know, oh, this person is greater than me in this area. This person is greater than me in this area. But who's the greatest? That's Krishna. No one is greater than or even equal to Krishna. What to say greater than Krishna? No one is even equal to Krishna. So, Asam Murdhva, that's why Krishna said, no one is equal to or greater than him. And he's the cause of all causes. Sarva Karana Karanam. We say, I am the doer, I did this, it's because of me. But the cause of all causes is Krishna. Here it is also stated by the Lord personally that he is the cause of all the demigods and sages. So Krishna is saying himself to Arjuna, hey, Arjun, you know where the demigods are coming from? They're coming from me. You know where the sages are coming from? They're coming from me. Now, you know, if we speak such words, or if we hear another ordinary man speak some words, we will say, you're crazy, you know, we'll disregard them immediately because we know it's not the truth. But Krishna is not like that. Krishna is not just making up things in his head and speaking out of his imagination. No, we do that. We imagine so many things and then we speak such things. But not Krishna. He's simply merely stating the fact. He's not boasting. When we have something, we may say something out of pride or ego or arrogance. Krishna is merely stating the truth. Many people say, oh, how can Krishna say I'm God? But because he is God, he is the source. That's the reason he's saying it. It's not out of trying to manipulate, not trying to speak out of false ego or pride. All those are us. We have to understand there is a difference in our position and Krishna's position. We think Krishna is same like us. So we think that, oh, he's just speaking out, just like that, how we may speak. But no, Krishna is speaking the truth, the absolute truth. And that's the reason Bhagavad Gita is studied by all people at all times, eternally. This is the value of Bhagavad Gita, because Krishna is speaking the truth. So he's personally saying, I'm the source of the demigods and sages. Even the demigods and great sages cannot understand Krishna. They can neither understand his name nor his personality. So what is the position of the so-called scholars of this tiny planet? No one can understand why this Supreme God comes to earth as an ordinary human being and executes such wonderful, uncommon activities. So even the demigods are not able to understand the position of Krishna. To understand actually the position of Krishna, to understand Krishna's name, Krishna's personality. These are great demigods we are talking about. They are great personalities, much highly qualified than us. Great sages, very qualified. We cannot even compare our consciousness to theirs. Even they can't understand him. So how are we able to, just by doing some kind of scholarly work, understand Krishna? No, Krishna says I can be understood only by devotion. Bhaktyamam abhijanati. Krishna reveals himself to the devotees. Just like we will reveal our heart to someone we have confidence in. We have confidence in someone. We have that close relation with someone. So we will reveal our heart to them. We will show them who we are. That's how Krishna is. Krishna and the devotee has a loving, eternal relationship. So the devotee can understand Krishna to whatever degree Krishna allows. Krishna is unlimited, but he allows the devotee to understand him to whatever degree that is needed. So here Prabhupada is pointing out, no one can understand. Krishna is God, supreme person. Yet he's coming to the earth. He's behaving like an ordinary human being. But his activities are so wonderful and so uncommon. Now, which baby can kill a demon when he is just few months old or few days old even? Putana came to kill Krishna. So this is not just mythology. We in modern education, we are taught, oh, this is only mythology. No, this is the truth. These pastimes have happened. And it's not that the pastimes have happened, oh, so what have I got to do with it? No, these pastimes are eternally going on. Eternally, right now, in some universe or the other, Krishna is performing this pastime of Putana currently. Krishna's pastimes are eternally going on in the spiritual world. So he does uncommon activities. He held the Govardhan hill for 7 days and 7 nights on the left pinky of his left arm. Now, who can do that? 7-year-old boy can do that. So these are uncommon activities. One should know then that scholarship is not the qualification necessary to understand Krishna. So we may have no devotion, but I'll say, I'm going to study all the Vedas and try to understand Krishna. Krishna doesn't do that. He does not reveal himself to this. Even the demigods and the great sages have tried to understand Krishna by the mental speculation. They have failed to do so. How can we understand someone by our mind? We have to go ask them. We have to go hear from them. Then we will know the truth. If I just make up something about you in my mind, that's my mental speculation. That's just my perception of you, which may be completely different from the truth. So I have to ask you, your heart. So this is what the devotees do. They hear from Krishna. They hear from the devotees. Bhagavad Gita is personally spoken by Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam is spoken about by the devotees about Krishna. And that's how we can understand Krishna in truth. In the Srimad Bhagavatam also it is clearly said that even the great demigods are not able to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They can speculate to the limits of their imperfect senses and can reach the opposite conclusion of impersonalism, of something not manifested by the three qualities of material nature, nor can they imagine something by mental speculation. But it is not possible to understand Krishna by such foolish speculation. So this is Krishna. We can try to imagine by our mind, we can keep on talking and talking and talking. We will never be able to understand Krishna. Krishna can be understood only when we hear about him from the authorities, from Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. We hear in the parampara. Mental speculation is not going to get us anywhere. From mental speculation, the maximum we can reach is to understand that God is light and that I am God and that I am light. Maximum we can reach up to that. Or even that I am not God, but maximum we can reach that God is light. But we will not be able to understand the personality of God. That we have to hear. We have to hear from the devotees to understand that. Because Krishna does not reveal himself. That's something we have to understand. We cannot force. We cannot push Krishna. Oh, by my force, I'm going to conquer you. No, who can conquer Krishna? No way. And this month we keep on reading the Damodar Ashtakam. We sing the Damodar Ashtakam, that he's conquered only by devotees whose pure love is imbued with love and intimacy and is free from all conceptions of awe and reverence. With pure love, how can we revive the love? We hear and chant about Krishna. That's how we will be able to understand Krishna in truth. Here the Lord indirectly says that if anyone wants to know the absolute truth, here I am, present as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I'm the Supreme. So he's saying that. You want to know who's the absolute truth? You know what's the absolute truth? It's me. I'm standing here in front of you. I am Supreme. I am God. One should know this. Although one cannot understand the inconceivable Lord, who is personally present, he nonetheless exists. So we may not be able to understand it. We simply have to accept it. We accept so many things. But this is the most important thing that we need to accept. Krishna is God. He is the absolute truth. We can actually understand Krishna, who is eternal, full of bliss and knowledge, simply by studying his words in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is the way to understand Krishna. Study the Bhagavatam, study the Bhagavad Gita. The conception of God as some ruling power or as the impersonal Brahman can be reached by persons who are in the inferior energy of the Lord. But the personality of Godhead cannot be conceived unless one is in the transcendental position. So by our mental speculation, we can come to the point of say, okay, there is some energy, there is some light, there is some power, there is something. Only up to that. By our mind, by our thinking process, by our logic, we can come only to that point. But that is not the complete understanding of the absolute truth. To understand, to have the complete understanding of the absolute truth, we have to hear from Srimad Bhagavatam. We have to hear from Bhagavad Gita, from the devotees in the disciplic succession. There are many people who are commenting on the Bhagavad Gita, but they are not actually commenting Bhagavad Gita. We have to hear from someone who has understood the Bhagavad Gita, who's living the life as per the Bhagavad Gita. Yeah? So, but the personality of Godhead cannot be conceived unless one is in the transcendental position. So only a pure devotee can understand the position of God. And so we need to hear from the pure devotee, because the pure devotee understands the absolute truth. And so he can explain to us the absolute truth. As it said, tatvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshaya tite jnanam jnaninas tattva darshinaha. The Tattvadarshi. He has seen the truth, so he can show us the truth. So the pure devotee, he understands the position of Krishna, so he can show us Krishna. Yeah. So we'll stop here. Oh, there is just one, but we'll stop here for today due to time. Were there any questions or comments? No, Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhaktavinda ki jai.